um, I almost forgot today was Wednesday. And by extension, like, it's funny. It was funny. Like, I knew I was going to wear this shirt today. But I forgot today was Wednesday. Like, you know that. Actually, I don't really have a metaphor for this. That's just what happened. Good morning and happy hump day, folks. Let's see. Let's get to my low, my high, my act of kindness. I guess, I didn't really get to see my family that much yesterday. It's really about it. Because, unfortunately, my nephews are up at camp, specifically Camp Corey up at Cuca Lake. And with, my brother out of town, rather than, like, my mom, especially, like, driving to and from Cuca Lake all the time, they're actually up in a hotel room that's in Hammondsport. And then they're going to go to, take them to camp, later. So, yeah. It is actually, I can be happy that my nephews are enjoying camp. I can enjoy that. And, yesterday was a pretty decent day for sure, because, you know what? I really do have to be honest. Not seeing my family yesterday very much, that was sad, but literally my low, my high, my act of kindness are all intertwined. Because yesterday I was helping some friends of mine get ready to move to South Carolina. And it was wonderful I got to see them again. It was wonderful I got to help load their U-Haul, which again, that was, if you couldn't tell, helping them move was my act of kindness. But I'd be remiss if I didn't say that, I'm actually, like, I want to make one thing, like, I am very sad that they left. I am not, like, the fact that I'm not, like, crying or showing emotion, that's actually, like, saying a lot right now. Like, I mean, I guess I knew a few weeks ahead of time that they were going to move, and therefore I had enough time to make peace with it, so when they actually left early this morning, it didn't quite hit me as hard. Because when I found out they were moving a few weeks ago, seriously, my heart sank. Like, I couldn't literally feel it. It didn't actually drop, but it felt like it dropped so deep it might as well have been on the bottom of the Mariana Trench. Like, I am not kidding. And, it was a good day to see them again. One last time before the big move. We got to talk, reminisce, load stuff in their U-Haul, of course, including like I don't want to make them sound bad. They had like 10 TVs, which we helped load in, including one really big one that was in their garage. Yeah. And my one friend, the wife, there were times where, the stress was really overwhelming. Like, she was rightfully so. I mean, her entire life has been here, and now they're moving down to South Carolina. Like, it's rough. As far as I know, they're currently on the road, because it's at least like a 12-hour ride to get to the state of South Carolina from here. So, as far as I know, they're safe. driving, which that's comforting. And you know what? I got to say my goodbyes. I got to help them move. You know, I feel sad. I felt like I did enough. You know, like, yeah, it could have been easy for me to, you know, not give myself that hurt. Try to avoid feeling hurt and, never seeing him again. And then they move. But that wouldn't have been right. Like, you know what? That would have been like the easy way out. If that makes any sense. You know, I got to see him one more time before they move. And you know what? I did all I could to make it count. And I'm happy for that. So, please understand, like me acting like this, I'm making it look a lot easier than it is. It's just really hard when, because listen, I want to make one thing abundantly clear. Every now and again, I'll say that throughout my life, I've met some very extraordinary people. I absolutely have. And I'm very blessed and privileged to be able to say that. And as life goes on, I'm sure I'll be able to say that more often. And my friends who are moving are among those people. I mean, here's how awesome these people are. One of them literally sent me a message on Facebook once, like just out of the blue, just saying, just want to know I appreciate you and how real you are. Like, they didn't need to do that. Like, there was no reason why they needed to do that, but they did because that's just how nice they are. You know, it's rough. I mean, how do you... I mean, it's because I knew these people that I wound up meeting other people. Which, now I'm kind of worried, like, if my friends who were moving were the glue that kept everybody together, I don't know, I'm just a little bit worried. Please understand, this video will get more fun in a minute. I just want to, stay my peace on this. Get my feelings out. That's what I meant to say. Get my feelings out. It feels good to do that. I got to say what was on my mind, and I feel better about that. But rest assured, I had some wonderful memories with these people, and my life is so much better with them having been, they're just moving away. They're not gone forever or anything. Technically, they're still alive. I'm allowed to use present tense for this. They are a part of my life. And I am forever happy about that. I gotta get some YouTube money. I can afford to go down to South Carolina every so often. That'd be nice. Actually, you know what? Oh my God, I just had a okay, well, I share this in, December every year. But I guess a little sneak preview wouldn't hurt. When I was at Trinity Pauling, there was a student I knew named Andrew Einstein, who actually was from South Carolina, who committed suicide, and the result of what happened after that it's honestly why I'm even here today, if we're being honest. And it's on my life's bucket list to go down to South Carolina where he is, buried, and place, well, the state flower on his grave because he was really big into his home state of South Carolina. And upon doing research, the state flower of South Carolina is called the yellow jessamine, which is actually a very pretty flower. If you ever take the time to look that up, please do. It's a very pretty yellow flower. Yellow jasmine, of course it's yellow, so that kind of gives away what color it is. I do want to go to South Carolina someday. Seriously, like, growing up, I would hear so much about, like, how many people I knew would, for spring break, they would just go down to Myrtle Beach. I've never been to Myrtle Beach. I've never been to the state of South Carolina before. I mean, on the whole, it didn't really make much sense for us to go to Myrtle Beach when, even though technically we couldn't really go to the Finger Lakes yet because it was still too early to open up our cottage on Cuca Lake, like, the Finger Lakes are right there. And if you really are pressed to look for something, for a body of water to swim in, you know, there's plenty of hotels in the area that have pools. So, not that we need to take advantage of that, but I mean, my family was never really hard pressed to go down to South Carolina for really any reason whatsoever. Especially when, to get to like Myrtle Beach, I think it's like 16 hours from here, one way. Like, seriously, if I'm driving that long to go from one place to another, like, bare minimum, I'm staying in that area for like a week and a half, at least a week and a half. Because, like, that half a week would pretty much be for the sole purposes of driving, you know? And knowing me, I'd want to leave even earlier because that's just the kind of person I am. So, looks like at some point in the future, the state of South Carolina is going to be in my future. I've heard a lot of great things about the state of South Carolina, though. I'm sure it's nice. Yeah. Sorry I made this whole video about South Carolina. It's a quit. I mean, listen. If there's one thing I've learned when it comes to making videos, you know, for as long as I have been, it's you really never know what is going to happen next. I mean, sure, you know, there are some things I could look forward to that are coming, and when they finally do arrive, you know, I get to talk about that, both the good and the bad. But until it's literally happening, there are times I'm like, wow, we're actually here. Like, seriously, just yesterday even, or not yet, but, you know, Sunday, you know, we're already after 4th of July, you know. Is this real? Well, yeah, it is. And your dear friends moving away, you know, it doesn't get more real than that. I've always had this notion that life really is, if life had any kind of flavor, I would describe it as bittersweet. Because there are times where, you know, you wound up feeling incredibly low. And more often than not, it's due to reasons that are completely out of your control. But you also can't help but feel a little bit happy that you really are able to experience joy. You know, you really are able to experience, you know, seeing wonderful new places. Being able to live to see major events in life happening. Or meeting people that who will never forget you nor you them. And that's what this family was for me. You know, I'm extremely blessed that I know them. I wholeheartedly wish them a safe journey to their new home in South Carolina. And when they arrive there, I hope whatever endeavors come their way, they are met with much success and satisfaction. That's really about all, that's really all I could wish for. If any of you guys are, I mean, you're in the middle of driving, so I highly doubt that you're actually going to be able to see this now, but if you are watching this at any point, thank you for everything. Thank you for being a reminder that there really are some great people in this world if you just get to know them and go out there and see it for yourself. I won't ever forget your kindness. And if and when I ever see you guys again, you better believe that I'm going to wonder who's going to wind up crying first, me or you, with tears of joy. Yeah. So, yeah, sorry if this wasn't the, usual bubbly self that you see me do and talk about. I just needed to say what was on my mind. And I got to do that. So I'm feeling a lot better now. I'm still sad that my friends are moving away. But you know what? My one friend that's moving away actually has like a bunch of tattoos on them. And they have one tattoo that goes along the side of their leg that I believe says, "Makes you happy, it can't be all that bad." So, yeah, again, I'm sad that they're moving, but I'm happy that, you know, I got to express my feelings for this video. So again, it can't be all that bad. I hope you like, again, I hope any of you liked this video, and if you did, and I'm sure we've all been through this sort of thing before, you know, with people you know and love moving away. I'm sure you know what that's like, and you know that's rough, and, you know, if anything, all you can do is, you know, be happy for them and be happy that you got to know them, and have that be a driving force in, you know, talking to others and sharing your feelings and making good choices. So, take care, and to my friends who are moving away, you may be moving to South Carolina, but you're home 607 all day, baby.